right, let's get started. Let me get the comments loaded in. Let's see what's happening. All right, we are now connected to Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to sit here and wait for y'all to come in. I got my camera. I got to remember which side the camera's on. Anyways, I will sit here and wait for y'all to come on. And when you do, if you don't mind, leave your name. Let me know who's out there, where you're from. And if this is your first time, let me know. That would be awesome. All right, in the meantime, we've got about 4 minutes, so I will sit here and wait. We'll probably start about 7:02, 7:03. We tend to have a few stragglers popping in, but that's okay. The central, central time zone, it is now dinner time there, so that tends to put some people a little bit behind, but that's okay. All right, so we've got some fun action tonight, and I will go over all of that with you in just a few momentos. We've got that. Oh, I gotta get my other thing here. Got to get my piece for the inside of my card. Getting all my supplies together. Put that in here. What else do we need to do? Oh, we have to do our envelope. Cannot have naked envelopes. And I don't think that's going to work. That's not going to be enough. Let's see what we got going on here. We probably can use vanilla. I'm just sitting here chatting to myself. We could actually do it like that. That might look pretty. I think I will. I think I'm going to do this one a little different. I think we might pull it down and do it just about like that. Might be a little different. Hey, Karen Jo Young, how are you? I'm sitting here looking at how I want to do my envelope. I'm debating. So, how's everything with you? Hello, Carolyn Anderson from North Carolina. Oh, you're new to card making. Oh, well, thank you. You get to see a lot of my boo-boos. I am not shy about that either. And I do have, actually, now that I think about it, I've typed up instructions for that card that we did last week. Was it last week that we did the, the card with the bag inside? I typed up instructions, so I will put a link. Let me see. Yeah, I did. I typed it up, and I will save it. I've got it. I printed it out, but anyways, it's online. I will save it to a Google Doc, and then I will post the link on the page, and I'll try to remember. I'll try to remember to do that tomorrow. I have to put that in my list of things to do, because if I don't write it down, it's not going to happen. I know it's a comedy hour. I always say that. You never know what's going to happen on this page. But it's all about having fun, making cards, and there's no right or wrong. Nothing has to be perfect, because what do I always say? The person getting the card has no idea what it's supposed to look like. So there you go. But I will make a note. Hang on one second. I'm going to put my to-do list so I don't forget. And I'm going to put it in there. Got my list. We are leaving in a week. I cannot believe it's going to be here. We're going to be leaving in a week and a half. June 1st, we're heading to Copenhagen. And then we're staying there for 3 days. Then we're going to take a little 400 people cruise on Silver Seas, I think it is. And then we end up, we're going to go through all the fjords or whatever they're called. And then we're going to end up in Oslo. And then we're staying there for 3 days, and then we'll be home. And so I have a lot to do. Tomorrow's therapy day with the dog, so we will be gone. I think I'm going to try to come in the morning, because we normally don't go to do our therapy visits until like 1:30, and we usually stay about an hour and a half-ish. So that will give me time tomorrow morning. I know, and it's just paper, exactly. So that'll give me time to I can come down here in the morning, and Thursday's boat day, so that's like a wasted day. Not wasted, but by the time we get back, it's around 2 o'clock, and then you get showered and all that stuff. So tomorrow I won't come here Thursday, but I'll be here Friday. I'll probably come in Saturday and Sunday. I'm trying to get a couple of videos done in advance so that y'all don't miss me when I'm gone. I've already got one ready to go for the 4th, and then I'm going to do another one on how to make this. I think I showed you all. Hang on a minute. I'm going to show you how to make this. See this book? I think I might have showed it to you before. Nope, let me see where the camera, oh, there's the camera. Let me get over here. All right, and then you open it, and it's decorated, and you, whoopsie, you put a memo pad. So I'm going to do a video on this. So that's what you're going to get, one of these when I'm gone. Okay, so you get this too. I'm going to try to do this Saturday. Saturday will be the day I do that one. So, all right. Weather wasn't too bad today. It was still hot. The dog was like, oh, But, I got to write this down. I got my paper out and then didn't put it down here. Over the moon. Hang on, I'm writing my notes. Over the moon. PDF. Whoops, PD. I'm putting PB. PD. Geez, Lord, Dawn. PDF to Google. I'll put it in a Google Drive. And that way you can get to it. And I'll put the link on. I'll post the link tomorrow. Okay, so that will take care of that. I'll put this right here, so I'll take that home with me, just in case I don't make it down here in the morning. But I should. Got that light behind my head. So, anyway, so we're gonna hopefully we'll have a good time, but apparently it's cold weather. So according to the ship and to the itinerary, it says that we're supposed to, all of the meals in the restaurants are like, you have to wear a dress, a skirt, it's dressy, a long formal dress. I'm thinking, well, a friend of mine gave me several dresses with jackets, which is fine, but that's going to be heavy as all get out, to take. So I told Chuck I'm only going to take like 4. I'm going to try to take maybe a black dress with several different jackets, and maybe another dress that I can kind of switch around. And then I do have one pantsuit I think is dressy enough that I probably can get by with that. And then I'll just wear them twice, because there's I think we're on the cruise for 9 days, so there's whatever. So I'm just going to wear them twice. I don't care. I'm not going to worry about it. And then I had to order clothes, sweaters and stuff. So I've got to pack some sweaters and all that mess. And anyways, because living in Florida, we don't really have a lot of cold weather, and I don't have a lot of sweaters and heavy stuff like that. I do have my puffy coat from when we went to Alaska, but other than that, that's it. So it's okay. It'll be fun, and then we'll be back for a couple of months. Oh my! And then we'll head to Virginia in I think middle part of September. I think we leave September 11th. We're going to fly. Riley's going to stay with the dog sitter, and try to catch up with some friends. Hopefully you're not going to be too busy to see me. Yeah, it's a cruise, so it'll be good. So anyway, so that'll be, and then that will be it, because then Chuck will be, and he's still teaching. Right now he's on, I think he's got another few weeks before he starts another online class. No, he's done now until we get back from the cruise, and then he starts, and anyways, and then after we get back from Virginia, I think he's got like a pretty hectic schedule between William and Mary and Florida Southern College. So we will not be traveling during those times. But it's okay. It's all good. Oh my, it's already 7:05. Okay, well, we're going to get started. So let me go ahead and introduce myself, and those that are coming on late, then they'll just have to come back and watch this part of the replay. But for those of you that are here, my name is Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I have been doing this craziness for about 12 years. Well, I shouldn't say about, it's a little over 12 years. And it's all about having fun, making cards, having fun. It's what it's all about. Life's too short to get stressed out over stuff like this. So today was free shipping day. So if you haven't placed any orders, I would highly encourage you to check out the clearance rack and load up on your adhesives and cardstock, if nothing else. I was putting an order in for a customer, and I put it all in this morning. waiting to hear back from her. I sent her a text, and she didn't call me back until 3 o'clock this afternoon. As I'm talking to her, 2 of the items went poo-poo away. They sold out, so we've got to wait now for them to get them back in stock. And one of them is the peach pie, one of the new in colors. I mean, there is stuff going like wildfire, but anyways, so if you haven't taken advantage of the free shipping, I would encourage you to do so. I ordered a few things just because I needed them, and I didn't have to pay shipping. That's why I did it today. All right, and then the next thing, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down, is the tutorial bundle that you hear me talk about. I do one every month, so I participate with between, I don't know, 35 to 40 some other demonstrators across the United States and other countries where Stampin' Up! Is located. And if you spend $50 in my online store, then you will receive this after about 2 days or so. Once I get notification, then I will email you this tutorial. This particular month, the month of May, is 41 projects. And this is just kind of gives you a quick overview of what they are. This is great to use for inspiration, ideas. You can copy them exactly the way they are. And I, like a dodo, have been doing this for years. I'm sitting here one day going, what am I going to do for a card? Well, then I started going back from the previous months, and there I was. So, we had a great time with this brother and sister-in-law. They did not get checked into their hotel. They flew in they got in, took a direct flight from Newport News, Virginia, and got here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they had a brunch to meet one of Cindy's good friends, and they thought they would get in to a room, and they didn't get in, and they laid by the pool. They ended up going and changing clothes and met us for dinner. And then when we got done with dinner, then we were able to get checked into it was like they have a timeshare. So we had like a 2-bedroom apartment is what they rented. And we stayed the night, and then we just, my husband fixed breakfast the next morning, and then we left about 11:30 and came home. It was a 3-hour drive. So anyways, all right, so that's my May tutorial, but thank you for asking. This is the May tutorial, so this is good through the end of the month, and then the June tutorial will be out. Normally I get it around the 5th or 6th of the month. And then the next thing, and I'm going to keep reminding you all of this because next week will be the end of the month. We have the starter kit special. So for $99 plus sales tax, you're going to get $207 worth of product. 82 of that is all of the new in colors that Stampin' Up! Has come out with this year. So you're going to receive, and there's 5 new in colors. So you will receive 5 ink pads. You'll receive 5 packs of cardstock, which is 24 sheets per pack. You'll receive a pack of designer series paper, which I think is 40 sheets. Yeah, 40 sheets. So that's four sheets. I don't know, whatever. 12 sheets, 4 sheets, whatever. 40 sheets of the 5 ink colors. 8 sheets of each color. I can't multiply. And then you'll also get a pack of the 5 in color Stampin' Right markers. So all of that's for $99 plus tax. If you join this month, then you have until September 30th to enjoy a 20% discount on your future purchases. Or if you have family or friends that want to purchase from you, then that just helps you meet the minimums. If for some reason at the end of September you don't, then you just go back to being a regular customer paying full price. So if this is something you're interested in, reach out to me. If you're not working with someone, I'll be more than happy to provide you some additional information on that as well. Okay, now this evening we're going to do something a little different because Saturday I had to change and cancel our sketch. So I'm going to create, using this sketch, I'm going to create 2 cards. And if we have time, which I think we will, because these are pretty easy. So this is good for you, Carolyn, because this is beginner. This would be more for a beginner. Then, if we have time, which we should, I'm going to bring in the Ephemera packs. I want to show you all of these. They have stickers. They have label stickers, flowers, different things like boats and birds and fish and all that stuff, and sentiments. So we're going to put a couple of cards together, and these are just peel and stick. So this would be pretty easy. So if you're in a quick hurry, or you have grandchildren or young children, and they come to visit and you want to give them something to do, they can make some cards. So we'll go over that as well. I need to stop talking. So this is the sketch. So I'm going to use this as a base. So the idea of a sketch is if you have like a little bit of a brain blockage and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out what to do, this comes in handy because at least it gives you like a foundation to start. You don't have to be exact like what it says, but it just helps you visualize how you can create a card with a couple of layers. So that's what we're going to do this evening. And I, of course, I'm going to do one horizontal, and then I'm going to do one in the landscape mode. So you'll see both of those. And I am going to hold this up. So if you want to, you can always come back if you want to take a picture of it. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold that in half. And then we're going to do and I'll go through this again. We're going to do a layer at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then the next layer is this one going sideways, is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then the one on top is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And I can post this for you all too if that's something that you would like, but otherwise you can just take a picture of it. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, now this is what I did for our sketch on Saturday. I had already had these made. Hey Judy, how are you? Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different because this to me looks a little plain Jane, okay? What I did was I'm using this paper, and I'm telling you all, if you love the paper that we've used in the past, you've got to get this. This is the Thoughtful Journey paper. There are 48 sheets in this paper, and this is a 6x6, and they're $12.50. And there's all sorts of different patterns in here, okay? So what I did was I took this pattern, and I'm using, in this case, I'm using Lemon Lime Lolly, or Lolly. Oh, I just lost the track of what the Lemon Lolly, I'm sorry. So we're, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to use, I am going to have to bring in the mini Stampin' Cut machine because I'm going to die cut the center out of this picture because I really want it popped up. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece behind this to give it, to separate this from, you know, the two papers, just to give it a little bit of a border. So we're going to do that as well. All right, so the first thing that I need to do is for my card base, it's telling me that I need to have my first piece is going to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. All right, now first let me go ahead and score my cardstock. So again, this is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score this at 4 1/4. And this is math class. All right, so we're going to score that in the center. And this one we're going to do in the horizontal, or the portrait, if you will. So we're going to do it just like this, all right? Now, the next thing we're going to do is the template says on this piece right here is 3.5 by 4 3/4, right? So I'm going to cut this down to get me my 3.5 in the center. Well, yeah, we're going to do 3.5 in the center. So this is going to be 3.5 going sideways, and then we're going to do the 4 3/4 will be the long ways, right? But I'm going to cut this on each side so I can try to get as much of the flowers in there as I can. So we want 3.5, and our base is let's see, we want 3.5, and this is 4 1/4. So we've got 3.5. So what is that? 1 1/4. So I'm just going to try to, let's see, let's cut off, well, let's do 3/4 of an inch. So that should work, right? So I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch off each side. And I'm going to save these little pieces of paper because we might use those. And then let's take 3/4 of an inch off here. I think that's going to work. Let's see if it is. Maybe I did that wrong. Nope, I need to cut it down a little bit more. I've got it at 4 1/4. So let's just cut down. I'm just going to cut off the one side because I can get away with this one. So we want this to be, I want to cut this down to 4 1/4, which will then get me, hang on a minute. Let's see. Get that up there. All right, so now we're at the 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to 3.5. So I had to cut off extra, obviously, because we were at a 6-inch piece. All right, so 4 1/4, and we want to get it down to 3.5, right? So now I need to do my 3/4, because 3/4 and 3/4 is what? No, that's one. So we need to do, not 3/4. We want to do 5/8. So it's going to be a half plus those 2 little notches. I forgot the paper was 6 inches, so I wasn't paying attention. I hate cutting off all these pretty flowers, but that's what we have to do. All right, so I'm going to cut that off, and that gives us, well, actually, I cut that much off. Okay, so that gives us our 3.5 mark. That's fine. That'll work. And now we need to make this 4 3/4. So I am going to probably cut off a little bit of, let's see how much of the sky we're going to cut. We don't want to do that. So let's just cut, let's do a 1/2 inch. Let's do a 1/4 inch here. And I'm just eyeballing because I don't want to cut off all my the top, right? I want to have that showing. And this needs to be 4 3/4. So we'll just cut off some of the grass at the bottom. And that's just what we're going to have to do based on our template, okay? All right, so there we go. This is our piece that should be 3.5, which it is, 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so we're good with that. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in the mini Stampin' Cut machine, emboss machine, and we're going to use the deckled rectangle dies, and I'm actually using the 3rd from the inside. So the rectangle dies, the deckled are like this, and I'm using 1, 2, the 3rd one from the center, okay? So I'm making that, I'm gonna cut that out. So now this is a little bit different than what our thing says to do, but that's what we're gonna do because I want to cut the center out. So if you can see, I think you can see, I'll put it in here. I'm gonna place this right in the center of my cardstock. I'm gonna try to get it as centered as I can. And I think that looks good. Let me see, make sure it's not crooked. Because you know, the decals kind of throw you off, right? Now I'm going to put my top piece on, and what I normally do is once I get it on there, I hold this in place so it doesn't shift, okay? And then I'm just going to run this through, so bear with me one second. Now that it's grabbed it, I can take my hands off, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that through, and then we can finish creating our card. Whoopsie. All right, so we're going to, let me take this off, move this out of the way. That's all we're going to do. Okay, so now I've cut my little window in here. All right, so now we have our paper. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. And I am going to just place it on here. Try to get it as straight as I can. All right, we're going to add our adhesive. And you can do this. And then the next one we're going to do in the landscape mode. So it's going to be in the different direction. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use a sketch, especially if you get a little, you know, kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. I need help. So the sketches are very helpful. All right, so we're going to lay that down here. Now, you don't have to cut the center out. I'm just doing that just to show you how you can kind of take that and pop it up some, okay? Let me get my bone folder. And I got a little heavy-handed on the adhesive. So I've got some glue right here. It's oozing out. So I'm going to take that off, and I'll get my eraser, my glue eraser, and I will take that off after it dries. Whoopsie. And then I'll put him right there so I don't forget. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I cut the next, so this was the 3rd, so I cut the 4th decal, and this is our new petunia pop. So I'm going to place this right on here, and then we're going to pop that up on dimensionals and see what how much difference that makes. What a difference in the colors, right? But I still have my Mossy Meadow because this is a piece that is some of the green in here. And I think I'm going to trim this down. I know our directions on here say 1 3/4, but I think I'm going to cut it down to 3/4 of an inch. I don't want a big piece, all right? So let me bring the trimmer in. And let's go ahead and cut this guy down. And we want him at 4 1/4. So let's cut that first. Okay. And then we're going to take this. This is 1 inch. And I think he's too big. So I'm going to cut it down. Let's cut it down to 1/2 inch. Let me see. Yeah, I think, well, if we do 3/4, let's do 1/2. That just gives us a little bit of the green, which is in the background of the paper. So let's just do, this is Mossy Meadow. I'm gonna cut this down to 1/2 inch. Again, I'm kind of going off what the template's telling us to do, but that's okay, right? Okay, so we're gonna put this in here, but I'm not sure exactly where I wanna put it yet. Oh, I should have made that 4 1/4 and I cut it at 4, didn't I? Well, let me get another piece because I do want it to at least look like I know what I'm doing here. Hang on a second. Let me grab a piece of, another piece of Mossy Meadow. Okay. I think this is good. I don't know what, I'm so used to cutting things at 4 inches. That's why. You know, it's, well, I don't know about you guys, but it's rare to cut something that's not 4 inches, right? Okay, so this is a 1/2. Let's do a 1/2 inch. So we're going to cut that right there. And then we'll cut it down to 4 1/4. That way, see, I automatically line it up at 4. All right, so now we're going to have it at 4 1/4. So that's good. All right, so now we have a little piece here. And that's just to kind of pull that Mossy Meadow color, which is right here. This is that green, okay? So we're going to lay that. And I'm not going to glue that down yet because I want to wait until I get this put together. And which one is which? Oh, yeah, this is the short. No, this is the long one, right? That's the short one. Okay. All right, so let's glue this down and see if I can not get too heavy-handed. Isn't this paper gorgeous? Oh my gosh, wait till you see the other one. All right, so I'm going to put this right here in the center, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this up because I want it to stand out. I want it to pop up off the page, and now that we have this petunia pop behind it, it's going to pop off the page, right? Okay, so we're down to our end of our dimensional. So don't throw these away because you just cut them up and use them. We don't want to waste our stuff, right? So we're gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put one here. I'll put one in the center. I don't think because it's not gonna be real heavy. And then I'll put 2 down at each corner. Well, sort of. It doesn't matter as long as it's there. It's fine. It's probably overkill. All right, so now before I pull the backings off, oh, I've got a shadow on here, don't I? Where's that shadow coming from? I just noticed that. Now, it says to put this up here, but I don't want to cover up all these little pretty flowers. So I'm thinking of it maybe just like I did before, of putting it right there. Or we can just not put it. Whoops, I got that upside down. Or we can just leave it off and not add that green thing, and we'll just kind of live on the edge. So what do y'all think? Leave me a comment. Should we do it without? So, or put the green, put our Mossy Meadow, we'll put him right here as a, let's put him right there. And we add that right there. So what do y'all think? With or without the Mossy Meadow? Again, we're using a sketch, so it just gives us the ability. I'm going to take off my my glue now that it's hardened. I can take that off. And you can get these. We used to sell these rubber things, but it's called an adhesive remover, and you can get them on Amazon. And they're inexpensive. They're not that much. All right, what do you think? Use the green? Okay, we'll go with the green. Why not? Yeah, because I think we need to pull some of that color in. All right, and I'll get the rest of this goo off here after we get done. Okay, so let's add it, and we're just going to put it down right towards the, just almost to the bottom, but not all the way, okay? And I'm just going to put a little adhesive on there, and we'll put that right about here, because I want to show our beautiful flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? Okay, and then we're going to take this, and we're going to take off our backings of our dimensionals. And then we'll place this on here. All right, and then we're going to pop this up right over that hole, so this guy's going to cover it. And let me look and make sure I should be fine because it should cover it at the top. And we're going to get that right there, and you can see how it kind of lines up with the, let me move it over just a little bit. Hang on. Hold up. Because this guy right here is going to line up. So let's do that. All right, there we go. Let me see. It's a little crooked. Hang on. It's kind of hard when you're sitting down to see if you're straight or not. Let's try this way. I think that's good. Does that look straight to y'all? I think I've got it off a little bit on the sides, don't I? Does it look like it's too, needs to move over? I think that's right. Let's measure. let's just see real quick. This is 1 1/8. And this is, oh, not quite 1. So we need to move it over because it does look a little off. So hang on a second. Let's lift it up if I can get my dimensionals to lift. Okay, so let's move it over. So what do we say? Let's do 1 inch and see what that does. If we do 1 inch, that's right. Whoopsie. All right, so the inch would be right about there. So let's see what this side is. That's close enough, so let's do that. There we go. Now they're lined up. Look at that, right there. Okay, there we go. See how the lines up from the paper onto there? Isn't that cute? Now, we can put a sentiment on here, and I'm going to do just like I did the last time. I'm just going to use the word hello, and that is coming from the Garden Meadows. This is in the online exclusive, so this is online. I'm using the hello here, and then the next card we're going to use thinking of you. So I'm going to stamp this in the Mossy Meadow. Again, I just want to kind of pull some of that green in. And then we're going to do it just like I did on the other one. I'm going to put it in the top corner. So I'm just going to place it right, and I don't have as much paper up there, but that's all right. We're going to just place it right about here, and if it goes on the other, then that's okay. So we're going to stamp it right like that, and there we go. So we have our sentiment, and then we're going to take our inside piece. I hope y'all can hear me because my microphone wasn't cooperating. And we are going to, do I have a bigger piece? Let me see, I think I need to cut this down too. For some reason, I was cutting paper the other day, and I think well, that's right. Okay, this is 4. That's 4 inches, isn't it? Nope. 4 by 5. Oh, that looks right. Okay, for some reason, it looked too big. All right, so we're going to put this on the inside, and since I have a few of those pieces that I cut off, right? So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to add this little piece on. I think I'm going to put it on the outside of the card right here, and then I'll trim this off once I have it glued on there. So, or you can put the purple, you know, put whatever side you want down, and I'm just going to go right about to there because I know this is going to have to get cut off. So we always want to decorate the inside of our card if we can, and if you don't like to write messages, then that saves you some space. But I try to write messages in mine. All right, so we're going to put that right there, and then we'll cut that off. We'll trim this piece off right here, and then we'll add this to the inside, and now we have an inside piece that is decorated, and we're going to lay that right about there, move it over just a tad. All right, and then of course we can do our envelope, and I'm going to do something a little different. Let's see what this looks like. This is a piece that I cut off, but instead of doing the whole envelope, this is vanilla. I think I'm just going to apply it right like maybe 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch from the fold, and then leave this open. I think that might look fine, so I'm going to do that. So in that case, all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to add our seal. Instead of putting it on the card, I'm going to put it on my paper because it's not covering the whole thing, right? So we never want to send out naked envelopes either. But normally we would cover the whole thing, but I think since I have this piece, I thought I would try it. So I'm going to lay this right about here, and we're going to pop that down. Whoops, once you get it on here, it's got to stay. So, all right, we're going to go like that. And I'm going to trim these off. Now, normally the next one we'll do a full piece so that you know what we're how we do, or how I do it, I should say. So this is just going to cover a portion of the flap. And let's see what that looks like. Get that off. I think that looks good. I think that looks a little different. A little different. We got some corners here that I should have, if it hung over, I could have rounded it. All right, so there's our card for the sketch. What do you think about that? Isn't that pretty? Very easy to do. Oh, you said leave it off. Oh, well, too late. Too late. We did the envelope. It looks fine, but it would probably look better if we covered the whole thing. All right, so there's our first card, and this is the one I did. I definitely like having the piece behind it. It definitely makes it pop. All right, so there's that card. So let's move him over here out of the way. Now we're going to bring in, and we're going to do a different one. Let me show you. This is the one I did before. And we're going to do a little sponging. we're going to use Misty Moonlight. And again, it's the same 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let me get my stuff organized here because I got everything's out of the way. All right, so let's do that. And then we're going to cut. Now, what I did on this one is I cut my paper down. Again, I'm doing this on landscape. So I cut this piece here, and then this actually was 2 pieces because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I kind of glued it on here, and you can't really see it. And then this is where our sentiment is. But this is where I'm going to do some sponging around here, okay? So that's what we'll do with that. I do need to get my little markers out, so let me get those real quick. I think I did this one and this one for the birds because I thought that looked cute on the bottom. All right, so we're going to cut this paper. So let me see how that's going to work because I want these guys, I want to try to do the same thing. I want this in the center because I just think it's pretty. Pardon me. So if I cut it, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Because this piece here, pardon me, we need at 3.5 by 4 3/4. So we want our 4 3/4. Well, actually, I did this one at, 4 3/4. So we want 4 3/4 going this way. And we want it at 3.5. And this one's at 3.5. So let me see. We take, so 3.5. I'm going to have to cut into some of this. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I might make this a little shorter so that I can cut this guy off. I'm going to cut it right there. Whoops. All right, so this one, again, I'm not following the directions exactly, but I'm going to cut it right at that line because this is what I want to be on my outside. I want this to show through. So I'm going to cut this right on the line. Let's see how much does that leave me. That leaves me 3.5, and that's what we want, right? All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this right here at this white line, and I am going to just cut that off, and no one's going to know the difference. So we're going to take this piece here and set that off to the side. Now this one, we want it to be at 4 3/4, right? Where's my cardstock? Hang on a second. Oh, here it is. I love this blue color. So this would be, we want to cut this at 4 3/4, which will put us right about there. So that'll work. And actually, you know, we probably could turn that upside down and make it look like, but these are flowers. So, all right, so 4 3/4. So we're going to take that and we'll cut this piece off, and we can save that and use that for something else. All right, and then this guy, we'll have to figure out how we want to do him. So let's go ahead and attach this one first. I'm going to attach this one and get that on here. And of course, they're going to have, you know, this is going to have this up here, but it's fine. We could always turn it around. This is going to be covered, so that could be like sky, right? We could even do it like that because this is going to be on top of that. You see what I mean? And I'm going to trim this down, but that might look fine. That might be a little too much though, because this is going to be covered in the center right here. All right, let's do it the way the paper is designed. So we're going to put this. Oh, we could do that. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, oh, don't you love those colors? Look at that. That's pretty. We could do that and put this guy on top. What do you think about that? If I cut this down instead of using this side, I think I like this side. And we could cut this down. What do y'all think about if I did it like that? I think we'll go that way. Let's do that. Let's live on the edge. All right, so we're going to put this one, we're going to put this upside down. We're going to flip this one over. I made an executive decision here. Okay, so we're going to add this to our front. I like this. Now, do we want this at the top? I think I want it at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to put this down here. We're going to lay that just like that. I love that. I like that look. All right, now this thing we need to cut because technically this says this should be 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, but we're going to do, since we're doing the landscape, we're going to do it at 5.5. Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay, so I'm going to do it at 5.5. So we're going to cut this down to 5.5, and then let's see what 1 3/4 is going to do. 1 3/4. So we actually could cut, because I want some of these things up here to show. So I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. I'm just going to take I'm just going to cut like a 1/2 inch. Maybe let's take a 1/4. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch first off of here. And then I need, what did I say? 1 3/4. And that's almost, that is actually almost 1 3/4. I'm going to take a little bit off the top, and then I think we're going to be good. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit off of here. Now this, I'm probably going completely off kilter here, but all right, so this is 6. So we're going to do 6. We want 5 1/2, right? So I'm going to take a 1/4 off of this end, because I'm trying to make it so it's symmetrical, right? And then, what happened to my little piece? Okay, and then we'll do a 1/4 here, 5 1/2, Dawn. Okay, all right, almost did 5 1/4. I know it's a lot of numbers. You didn't know getting into paper crafting, you're going to have to know math, right? So every Tuesday's math class. All right, so this one, oh, I think that's going to be pretty. So we're going to lay this down. I think I'm going to put it just like that, okay? Because that gives us that pretty thing. And then we're going to do our just like we did on this one. And then I'll do some sponging. So let's go ahead and lay this down. Now this, we're going to just adhere flat, and then we're going to pop up our sentiment, okay? See how this paper does all the work for you? You really could just cut this down, put it on a card, and add a sentiment, and you're good to go, right? So you don't have to do anything. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. And that's, this paper has wild wheat in it, and the misty moonlight, and all sorts of different colors. Okay, so now we're going to sponge. I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment and my birds first, and then I'm going to color those guys real quick, and then I'll do my sponging. That way I can get my animals and stuff on there and my words, and then we don't have to, then I can just sponge around it. I was going to do the basket, but I think I'm going to do the birds. All right, so we're going to do this in black. Let's do our sentiment first. So we're going to do Memento Black ink. This is a must-have in your craft room, is your Memento Black. All right, and then I'm going to stamp this, probably go a little bit, and then we're going to add some other little fun things on here, just to give it a little bit more stuff. And then we'll take our, whoopsie, hang on a second, let me get my other block over here. And then we're going to take our little birdies, because we need something at the bottom. We don't want it to look naked, right? We don't want it to look naked. I think I need to add some ink here. I think we're good. So let's do them in the center. No, let's offset it. Why not? I'm right-handed. I guess that's why I always go to the right. Okay, so we're going to do some blending. Hence why I have this down here, so I can blend on top of it. All right, so we've got that. Now I'm going to pull in Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to use, what did I do with my Mossy Meadow? Oh, Mossy Meadow, because we are going to put a little green in here. And then I've got the Wild Wheat, so I might use him as well. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color these little guys. This is using the medium 600. I think this color, I don't think it's going to be too dark. I kind of did a two-tone. Yeah, he might be a little bit darker. We'll color Mommy a little darker. So this is our Stampin' blend, and this is more of the what we use for skin tones. But I figured I'd just use that because we just have a little bit of a bird here, and we don't want to spend a lot of time coloring. So we're just going to make that, and then we'll make the babies. This is medium light 700. So this should be a little bit lighter. And since they're babies, they're still getting their hair, right? Or feathers, I should say, right? All right, so now we have our babies. Okay, so that's all we need to do with that. Now let's do some blending. All right, I'm going to come in and start with my Misty, and I'm going to do, let me move this over. All right, so we have blending brushes, and then we have our blends. And what we want to do is anytime you start blending, you want to start off your paper. So I've got this down here because you don't want to see how it makes that blob right there. We don't want that on our card. So I'm going to take some of this off, and then I'm just going to come in and just do some swirls around to kind of give it, to try to mimic like the sky, like what they've kind of done, right? Now I always go to the right, and then I come back and go to the left because you've got ink on those little guys that aren't moving, right? So I'm not going to put a lot. I just want to have a little bit just to kind of give it some blue tint. And we'll come down a little bit. Now the other one I did pink. I'm going to put, and I can always come back and add more if I want. Let's see. All right, this is fun. When you like to, if you have nothing else to do, coloring is fun. Hey, Marsha Long, you are coming in late, girl. You're going to have to come back and watch the replay. Now I'm going to take some of the, now I've not used this, so we're going to, I'm playing here. I'm going to take some of the wild wheat, and I'm going to try to add a little bit that in between since we've got that, and see how dark that is. So we're going to come off on here, so we don't want all of that, right? And see, that's the color right there. So we're going to get a lot of this, I want a lot of that to come off, and then we'll come over and we'll just put a little bit on here. So I just want to do a little, get some yellow through here, and that's kind of darker than I wanted, but that's all right. And we might have to blend that out some. And then I'm going to come back with the Mossy Meadow. And anytime that you use your blends, you can either have one for each, your blending brushes. You can have one for each color, or just use them. I rinse mine out every time I use them. And then I put a little bit of soap on it and rinse them out and let them air dry. And then I use them for like similar colors. So like the blues, I try to stick within the similar blue colors. All right, so I'm just going to do some tapping for the Mossy Meadow. And again, see how it brings out, it comes out kind of dark. So I just want to bring a little bit of green down here. And put a little bit around these little birds. All right, and then bring some up on the side. I do think I got a little bit too much yellow there, but that's okay. We'll let it go. And then I'm just going to lightly come through here with some green. All right, and I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all I'm going to do, okay? So that's how you can do some blending to add some color to your cards. It's very simple. And then we're going to add our dimensionals. So, oh, I do have some that aren't, we don't have to cut them apart. So I'm going to add this on here. Marsha, we're doing a sketch, which I would have done on Saturday, but since I wasn't here, I thought I would do the sketch tonight, and that's what we're using. And I'm kind of putting my take on the sketch, so you'll see a picture if you come back and watch the replay, and it gives you the measurements and all of that as well. So you'll see, and I'll bring the sketch out when we get done so you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. And I've done a second card. This is the second one. And I'll show you the first one, but we're going to do something else too. All right, so based on the sketch, right, this is supposed to go in the middle. So I'm going to place that right between those two pieces. Isn't that pretty? Now, I think that's a little too dark, but it's okay. Actually, you know what? Let's come down. Let's add a little bit of blue, and maybe we can kind of tone it down some, because I know I've got some blue on here. Why don't we do that? Let's add a little bit of blue over top of our yellow and see if we can get a little bit to tone it down. It's not too bad. All right, so there's our card. And then, of course, we're going to put our inside piece, right? And then on this one, I think I'll put this on the inside. This goes to that other card, but it pulls in that because this is the piece that I cut off. Actually, we could put that right there. And I can trim this down. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? No, let's put this at the bottom. Because it goes with that right there. So let's do that. Let's put this at the bottom. And then I'm going to pull in some of those Ephemera packs. And we're going to put one or two cards together with those. And I'll show you what those are. And those are good too, because those are designed more for a beginner type stamper. Doesn't have to be beginner. It can be experienced. Especially if you're in a hurry, because it makes beautiful cards. All right, so there we go. We're going to add that to the inside of our card. So let's go ahead and get this in here. And then this card will be ready for our message and send it off for whoever oops, I just got ink on my fingers. So for whoever we're thinking about. lay that right there. And then I'm going to pull a piece of paper out, a piece of cardstock, and we're going to pull, paper. And let's find this page that we're using. These are all, aren't they? These are just beautiful colors. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, we are using the one with the green. So let me look for the green guy. Not the peachy. That's a peachy one. See, there's the wild wheat. Is that what we were using? No, that's a little bit too, we want the blue. Hold on. I think it's over here. Nope, it's got flowers in it. Oh, look at that. I'm finding all sorts of new colors. All right, let's see. We're gonna, oh, you know what? We could do that. I'm gonna do the envelope. So hang on a minute. We gotta find our stuff to do our envelope. Oh, that's pretty too. Ah, now see, we shouldn't have done this because now it's gonna be too hard choices. Where's my blue? Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Hang on. Well, if we can't find it, we're not going to waste time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got it? All right, we're going to use that. Okay. I'm going to do our envelope. Now, this way, we'll do it the way we're supposed to do it. Now, we can use the back side if we want for the envelope. I think that would probably look better on the back. So let's get our envelope out. And I'm going to use vanilla envelope as well. We're going to cut this down. I typically cut these down to 2 3/8 or 2 1/2. So just to make it easy, I'll cut it at 2 1/2. And that's enough to get us on the envelope and enough to cover the whole thing. All right, so we're going to use the seal. It's a lot easier when you put your seal on the outside, just the edges of the envelope. And this just helps to dress it up. All right, and again, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to lay that right almost up to that fold line. Get it almost to where it bends. Pull it down just a tad, move it up. The only thing when you do the seal is once it sticks down, it doesn't want to lift up. So if you haven't stuck it all the way down like I haven't, so hopefully, hang on one second. Let me get, there we go. My dog is rooting underneath the desk. All right, so let's start again. I've got shadows in here. I'm not sure why I do. All right, so let's get that, There we go. I think that's good enough. All right, so we're gonna lay that right there. And then we're just gonna take our paper snips and just trim right around the outside edge of our flap. And then we have a nice envelope that is decorated. And we're using up our paper. And we're going to come around the corners, round those off. All right, and so, all right, so these are the 2 cards. And then we're going to start on one more thing before y'all go. Okay, or before we go. Okay, so this is going to go here. So this is the first card. All right, here's the sketch for those that just joined us. This is the sketch that I was using. It's a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. The first layer is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Then the side piece is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then the top piece is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Okay? So I took the first one and I did like this. Let me get the yellow one out. We'll bring this one in. All right, so this is the first one. So I did similar. I just cut this down a little bit. I popped this up on dimensionals. I cut this out of the paper, popped it up, and put another piece of petunia pop underneath. And that's that one. This is the one I did prior for this one. This one I did the same. This is the first card I made prior to tonight. And then this is the one that we did. So the same thing, we just changed our measurements from portrait into the horizontal. Aren't those cute cards? Okay, what time is it? All right, we got a few more minutes, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull in. I haven't even opened these packs yet, so we're going to make one quick card because I don't want to hold y'all here all night. Okay, so these Ephemera packs, I even had to ask Siri how you pronounce that name because I could not figure it out. All right, so in the first couple of pages, when I did the catalog walkthrough, this is the part that says, I think it says for easy or something. So we have the Calming Creek cards and envelopes, and we have Sunny Springs cards and envelopes, and there's 5 cards and 5 envelopes in each pack, and they're $8. So that's a pretty good deal, you know. So if you just need some quick and easy cards, so let me open this up. And then we're going to pick out, I haven't even opened them up, you guys, so you can see, I don't even know what this stuff looks like. So this is living on the edge for me. All right, so let's rip this apart and pull the papers out. Okay. All right, so we have, oh, look at that. Now these are the card bases. So we're we'll use one of these, and then we have coordinating envelopes, okay? And look at that. They've already done the insides for us. All right, so let's now let's look at that one. Now y'all have to decide real quick. Do we want to make a masculine card or a girly card? Well, somewhat masculine. So while y'all are thinking, put something in the comments for me, and I'm going to open up because I think one of these might be a little bit more on the masculine side, and we'll do a masculine card. Okay. So let's pull this one out. And if you have a preference, if you don't, then I'll just make that executive decision. Okay, so for the masculine, if you want, I think these are a little bit more. Yeah, these look like, this is the, what did I say, calming. I think this is the calming, hang on a minute. It helps if I put these things up. These are the Calming Creek cards and envelopes. And this is the Sunny Springs. So this is going to be more masculine. So let's do a masculine card. Let's just do that. So let's try, let's see. Let's go with, how about the navy blue? Want to do that? Okay. All right, so we're going to go with the navy blue, and we're going to put that, these envelopes off to the side. And let me put my card bases with the others so we don't get them confused. And that's the sunny spring cards. Okay. All right, so we're going to move these over there. And we're going to take out the envelope that coordinates with our cardstock, right? Okay, now we have all of these different packs. So we have, these are the sayings. So we have a pack full of sayings. And again, I haven't opened this, so I don't even know what's in here. So we're just going to, we may go over a few minutes, so hopefully you all are all right with that. I'll try to keep it to the 8 o'clock, but it might be 10 after. I probably should have opened them before I got on here, right? That would probably save some time. Okay. All right, so this is a pack, and all of these packs are $8. So these apparently are all sentiments. Let's see what we have. We got sentiments. Oh, 2 pages of sentiments. Ooh, we have stickers. We have pop-out stickers. Ah, look at that. All sorts of words. And we've got thank you, happy birthday, all my love to you, thanks, blah, blah, blah. Well, isn't that something? Okay, and then we have these. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, so we have names, sentiments, and then these are if we want to use something else. We're not gonna do flowers if we're gonna make it a masculine card. So I'm not even gonna open that one. I'll show that one to y'all later. And then we have these label things that we can use that they got these things all in here like it's Fort Knox. You can't even get in to cut the things open. So, oh, hey, Shar. Stormy, Wisconsin. Oh, my gosh. Are y'all getting the all the rain and wind from the tornadoes? Oh, I feel bad for everybody. All right, so these are the pack of, what do they call this? These are the something for everything. So you see you've got fish and birds and hot air balloons. We have, oh, look, we have a doggy and a bird. I bet you there's going to be a cat in here for Karen Joe. And there's a horse and lemons, coffee cups. Oh, there's kitty cat, so we could do a birthday. And you got typewriters and also, oh, that's kind of cute. All right, and then we have fish and all that. And then we have labels. I don't know if we need a label, but we'll open up the labels and then we're just going to go ahead and create. But I just wanted to show you these packs that very inexpensive. So you get, so all for 5 times, what is 5 times? It's $40 for all of these stickers, for all of these packs with the cards and envelopes. Now you don't have to buy them all together. You can just do the little stickers if you want. And then, and this is labels and layers. So you could just pick one and use that, but it helps if you're in a hurry. Now look at all this nice stuff. So here's some, it looks like there's 2 pages of each. All right. And again, this is more feminine. So I'll probably stay away from this. I don't think we're going to use that. I'm going to put that over here. Okay, so let's do this. Since we're going to make a masculine card, let's go ahead and fold it. And I made that executive decision as well. All right, so we're going to use this checkered one. And let's do, why don't we do, since we have a sailboat here, let's do a sailboat. Why don't we do 2 boats? And look at the, see, it's even on. So we pop this out of here. We still have this that we could use on that other card because that coordinates with that, right? So let's do 2 sailboats. And now what can we put behind the sailboats? And I think they had something like this in the car, in the envelope. Not the envelope, in the catalog. So let's see. All right, let's see what they did in the catalog. It's in the front page. So hang on one second. Let me grab it. Let's see what they did, and we'll just copy the catalog. How's that? It just gives us an idea. But you can, you know, since we don't have a lot of time, I don't want to hold y'all up. Mix and match. Here we go. So here it is on page 19 is the ephemerema. Oh, here we go. They did it on green. They did it on the green, but we're going to do it on blue. Oh, they did put a label behind it. And they've got the 2 boats like crossing their way. And then they did a sentiment. So let's do something very similar. So we'll use, we got our 2 boats. And then I guess we do want a label, don't we? What kind of label did they use? I don't know. Let's pick out something we can set them on. Here, we'll do the sun. Let's do that. Why not? Let's try that. Whoops, we got 2 of them. So there's 2 packs of each. So we can do that. We'll do it like this. So we can pop this. All right, this pops out. See, we're all learning. Let me get my scissors. This pops out, it looks like. Oh, you know what? You can make that into a tag. Ah, interesting. All right, well, that could be a tag. There you go. But we're not going to do that. We'll cover those up with the boats. All right, so why don't we do that? Let's just put some boats on here. We're going to make this like a birthday card or some other kind of card. We'll just do like this. Like they're crossing each other. We'll put one up higher. We'll put this guy up. Put him up higher. Why don't we do that? All right, I'm going to glue this down. And we're just going to see how it goes. Right? I just thought I'd share these with you. Never used this stuff before, but might as well give it a try. If we not, and when I have more time, I will play with these and we'll kind of use these items, and we'll make more stuff with it. We'll add more things to it. So let's put this guy here, and let's see, we want the little guy. Let's put the little guy up there. We'll put the big guy coming this way. So they're going to be passing each other. And we could pop these up on dimensionals, but I think we'll just leave them flat for now. All right, so this is just going to be a quick, easy card using this new set. So I think we're going to put him right there, and I'm going to cover up those holes. I'm going to add him like that. Okay, and then this guy we're going to have coming like this way. And then we'll put a sentiment on here. So we'll just add this. This will be just quick and easy. So this would be good to do if you have grandchildren or kids or adults, whatever. Sit around at night and make cards if you feel like it. And we're just going to have them, not that they're going to be crashing, but they're going to pass in the night. So we'll do it like that. And then let's pick a sentiment. So let's see. Sorry. No, we don't want to be sorry, be sappy, but you make me happy. Nah. Let's see. They're out on the water. So they could be gone for a while. We could put thinking of you. Love you forever. And then we have all of these, but I think those are a little bit too big with the boats. Oh, we have some, oh, look, paper hug. Let's see, you're awesome. Happy birthday. Wishing you all the best. Let's see. Why don't we do, follow your heart, it knows the way, since they're in a boat. Why don't we do that? Follow your heart. And I'm going to put this up on a dimensional. And I've got some baby ones here. So let's do that. We'll pop this up. And this is not going to be anything fancy, but it gives us an idea of what we can do with these packs. And then y'all purchase them, and then you can make your own cards. And if you do, share them. Or if you make some of the other cards that we did with the template, share those as well. And I will be done here in just a second. So Just hang with me as soon as I can get these backings off. There we go. All right, so we're going to put follow your heart, it knows the way. And I'm going to put this at an angle so it kind of covers up the bottom of that. So that's kind of cute. I mean, nothing fancy, but there are all sorts of things that we've got to use in here. I mean, you've got all sorts of pop-out wording. You've got suns and hot air balloons and birthdays, all sorts of goodies. But that's something different. So there you go. We can, we'll look at all this stuff. I'll look at it later. All right, so there's an easy, quick card that we did using the Apherema. It's really hard to say that word. Apherema. And then we have our coordinating envelope. So you've got the light check on the outside, if you can see. They're light blue checks. Can you see that? And then when we open it up, it does go with our card. All right, so there's that card. We'll put him here. And then here are the other cards that we made. I hope you all enjoyed these. All right, so we have this one. Hang on a minute. This is the one that I made before, so we'll put that out here. We've got this one here. And then now we have this one. Cover up that mess right there, the green. And then we have this one here that we did differently. And there you go. Let's see if we can get them all in the camera so y'all can see them. Does that work? Okay. All right, 802. That wasn't too bad. I do kind of like these. I think if I had time to look through all of the little stickers and stuff that they have, I think it would be a lot easier to come up with a design. But something for quick and fast, I think that was pretty good. All right, there you go. Thank you, everyone, for spending your Tuesday evening with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you came in late, please go back and watch the replay. And there's the template. So if you want to take a snapshot of that, you can have that. And again, as I said in the beginning, oh wait, I forgot to put something on the card. I forgot. This one here, we got to put some butterflies. I brought the butterflies out. So we're gonna, that way it won't look like it's so naked. So we're gonna put a butterfly like he's hanging towards there. I forgot to do that. All right, so we got to do by 3. So I'm gonna put one here, and then we'll put another little baby one. We'll put him right about, let's have him like he's going that way. There we go. Now we got some butterflies in there. Okay, so thanks again, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. Again, our cards that we made using the sketch. And I hope you all have a great evening. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And I will see you. I'm not even sure what my schedule is this week, but I'll see you either this week. I don't think I have anything Friday. So, but I'll be back next Tuesday for our next Facebook Live. But if I can help you with anything, please let me know.